Hello everybody, how's it going? I am your host Neo Starling and I'm here with a Dragon Ball Super video. Why aren't the other universes as powerful as Universe 7? That's a question that I've kind of had for a while, even though at this point in the series we all kind of figured out why, or at least I would certainly hope we did. And the reality of the matter is that I feel like the main reason that they are so powerful is not just because they're the main characters of the series, you know, being the main universe and whatnot, but also something that a lot of people kind of don't really pay attention to is the fact that Goku and Vegeta have both had training from Whis and to a certain extent Beerus. So that's something that a lot of people kind of just like let go by the sidelines. You know, I feel that they have God training. So Goku and Vegeta were both able to unlock their God Ki. And as a result, they've been able to augment their forms into a form more powerful suited for high combat situations. With perfect ki control and whatnot, they've become a force to be reckoned with no matter what universe they're facing. And this is becoming really apparent because if you look at the other universes, for example, the previous tournament where it was Universe 6 versus Universe 7, you notice that either Goku or Vegeta could have, you know, pretty much mollywopped any of them on their own. They could have just simply defeated all of them had they turned blue from the beginning, but of course they like to hold back at first because they want to see what their opponents are made out of before they have to ascend to the next level. And outside of Hit, everybody else in that universe was pretty weak. And I keep thinking to myself, what would have happened had their gods simply said, you know what, why don't we train our universe as well? Let's train our fighters to become more powerful so that they could stand a chance against these other forces. Because if you look at Kaba, for example, when he fought Vegeta, when they were in their base form, they were evenly matched up until Vegeta was like, okay, since we're evenly matched here, we both clash Gallic guns, and they were essentially the same thing. Now transform to a Super Saiyan so that we can really have a fight. Kaba, of course, had no idea what a Super Saiyan was, and this angered Vegeta, of course, which pretty much had him training him during the tournament, essentially, while they were fighting, and he was able to ascend to the next level. Now, think about how much more weaker Vegeta would have been had he not had that training with Whis. He probably would have lost to Kaba even in his base form because Kaba was already extremely powerful by comparison. And even though Vegeta did have the ability to ascend to a Super Saiyan level 2, the reality is that with as powerful as Kaba was at that point in time, he probably would have been able to beat him even in his base form. So had Champa just simply said, hey, you know what, we're going to train you guys also, and we're gonna unlock your God Ki so that you guys can be a little more powerful, I think that would have made a big difference. And that's something that I feel with the current universe arc, the universe survival arc that they're having right now going on. A lot of these universes, with a few exceptions, there are some exceptional universes that are a lot more powerful. Like you have the Pride Troopers, for example, which are pretty much a parody of the Power Rangers, at least in my opinion. They actually have some very strong members with Jiren and Toppo, and I'm not really sure who the rabbit, I'm not really sure if he's a rabbit or a cat, but you know, they are actually very powerful. So I don't know if they've had any training with their gods or they're just exceptional beings that have the ability to raise their power level to a certain degree. And that's pretty much why I feel that Universe 7 is overpowered, not just because they're the main characters of the series, but for the simple fact that the other gods and angels haven't really, you know, made it a priority for their people to get more powerful. They didn't train them themselves. And if you think about it, Whis was able to put Goku and Vegeta inside of his staff, that little crystal ball he has inside of his staff, which is essentially another version of the Room of Spirit and Time, or hyperbolic time chamber. So had they all just done that, had they told themselves, hey, you know what, let's amp up our warriors a little bit because our universes are in danger and we need to get a lot stronger, I think that would have tipped the scales more in the favor of the other universes. Because realistically, Universe 7 is not that powerful, with the exception of a few people. You know, you also have Tenshin Han, Master Roshi, 17 and 18, although 17 got extremely powerful. You know, now you have Frieza there as well, Kuririn, and Piccolo and Gohan. You know, so you have these people in there, and some of them, honestly, they're just cannon fodder. They're just there to, you know, be placeholders so that they were able to like fulfill the minimum requirement for them to participate inside of the tournament. But realistically, you know, Goku and Vegeta eliminated an entire universe just by themselves, and that really goes to show how powerful they've gotten just off of their training with Whis and Beerus. So that pretty much answers my question, and I feel that that's the reason that these universes are so weak by comparison, except for a few exceptional people. And I'm really interested to see how the rest of this is going to really go. So feel free to give me your comments below. Of course, the comment section is always a thread to extend the conversation even further. If you guys want to have a conversation about this, I'd love to hear your theories on the matter. Do you think that I'm incorrect, or do you feel that maybe there's some merit to what I'm saying? Either way, I'm just a big Dragon Ball fan, just like you guys are. And I've been analyzing this for a little while, and I've been thinking, man, this is really interesting. But anyway, I've rambled on enough about this, so please feel free to give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome, and don't ever, ever let anyone tell you different. Signing off.